Today we dive into a somewhat delicate topic. Are Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, and Beyoncé using witchcraft in some of their performances? Let's get into it, one artist at a time. Taylor Swift is one of the most famous pop stars of our time. Yet, behind the catchy songs and sold-out arenas, there are troubling signs. Strange fan experiences like post-concert amnesia, her attitude toward marriage, and even imagery in her music videos that many connect to witchcraft and spells. So what's really happening with Taylor Swift's music and performances? Swift's career began in 2006 when at just 17 years old, she released her debut single. That same year, her self-titled album reached number 5 on the Billboard 200. Since then, she's been compared to Madonna, Prince, Beyoncé, and even the Beatles. According to music industry reports, just in 2023 alone, 4 of her albums surpassed 500,000 units in US sales. Her Eras Tour is projected to become the highest grossing tour ever by a female artist, already crossing $591 million in ticket sales. With her influence stronger than ever, it's worth asking, what messages is she really spreading? Though Swift is known for a relatively clean image, videos have surfaced of her at parties and events where she appears tipsy, stumbling, giggling uncontrollably, or slurring slightly. Fans joke about drunk Taylor, but critics claim it shows a darker, less controlled side. For those who connect the dots, these moments parallel the chaotic, ritualistic party energy that plays out in her large-scale stage productions. Swift has been linked to many high-profile relationships: Joe Jonas, Jake Gyllenhaal, Harry Styles, Calvin Harris, Tom Hiddleston, Joe Alwyn, and most recently Travis Kelce. The media often frames her as either unlucky in love or constantly trading partners. Some tabloids have suggested affairs and overlapping romances, which fuel the narrative of Swift as a manipulative femme fatale archetype. During Reputation 2018, she performed surrounded by scary reptiles. In Eras Tour, massive visuals include fire, dark forests, and gothic tones, which some conspiracy theorists interpret as ritualistic. Even her dramatic transitions and like disappearing under the stage in a sacrifice dive get read as occult metaphors by those who see hidden meaning in pop. Her use of red, black, and offensive reptile imagery has made critics call her shows witchy or demonic in aesthetics. Taylor Swift's spiritual background. Swift grew up in a culturally Christian environment. She attended a Montessori school run by Catholic sisters, and her family owned a Christmas tree farm. Early in her career, she even sang about Jesus in holiday tracks, criticizing the commercialization of Christmas. In her 2020 documentary Miss Americana, she explicitly called herself a Christian, but only while endorsing a political candidate, not as a faith statement. Witchcraft imagery in Willow Swift has embraced a witchy persona, especially in her song Willow. In the video, she and her co-star move through forests, casting spells to attract love. She even admitted, "It sounds like casting a spell to make someone fall in love with you." Fans and critics alike noticed that the imagery wasn't accidental. It leaned heavily on the Hollywood stereotype of witchcraft. There are even TikToks pointing out how Swift openly adopts this persona, while rumors claim she has credited other celebrities, like Lady Gaga, for casting spells. Whether symbolic or literal, Swift presents witchcraft as glamorous, aligning with a culture where casting dark spells for love or success is normalized. However, casting spells is not innocent. They are dangerous and often backfire, leaving people spiritually broken. Post-concert amnesia. Some fans report not remembering parts of Swift's concerts, an unusual phenomenon explained by psychologists as emotional overload. But others believe there could be something else at work. If concerts are filled with spell-like chants, witchcraft imagery, and rituals disguised as performance art, could fans be energetically influenced in ways they don't realize? At number 2, we have Katy Perry. She's long been seen as one of pop culture's most eccentric figures, famous for her bold costumes, cartoonish humor, and those sometimes awkward interviews where she comes across as overly energetic or even a bit unhinged to some viewers. But her fans often defend her, saying she's simply being playful and theatrical. Katy Perry has been spotted in the media and during events, appearing intoxicated, slurring words, or acting over the top silly. Some clips circulate online showing her stumbling, falling, or losing composure in public. fueling narratives that she loses control off stage. This connects to the idea that her off-stage behavior mirrors the chaotic, sometimes unsettling energy she brings into her stage performances. Over the years, tabloids have speculated about Katy Perry's relationships, her marriage to Russell Brand, her on and off romance with John Mayer, and later with Orlando Bloom. Whether true or exaggerated, this plays into the image of Katy Perry as someone embodying excess and temptation, themes that parallel her artistic choices. Katy Perry's 2014 Dark Horse performance at the Grammys is one of the most cited examples of alleged occult symbolism in pop culture. She performed surrounded by fire and dancers dressed as demonic figures. She appeared inside a crystal ball, riding a witch's broomstick, and wearing a revealing outfit with imagery linked to witchcraft. Critics labeled it a satanic ritual broadcast on live TV. When connected with her personal controversies, wild behavior, affairs, drunkenness, conspiracy theorists claim these performances aren't just artistic, but intentional displays of allegiance to darker forces. Dark Horse became more than just a chart-topping hit. It's remembered as one of the strongest examples of demonic symbolism in modern pop music. Whether one sees it as just entertainment or something deeper depends on how much weight they put on the patterns between her life and art. Katy Perry's 2014 Grammy performance ignited a firestorm. So much so that E! News tweeted, "Did we just witness actual witchcraft?" Critics and conspiracy circles quickly piled on. Perry, who has publicly said she isn't a Christian and once called the idea of heaven a hoax, even drew harsh words from her own father, a pastor who reportedly referred to her as a devil child during a sermon. Tabloid chatter points to moments in her past, a thwarted gospel career, a later admission she sold her soul, an oft-repeated claim, and the shock success of her breakout hit, "I Kissed a Girl," as fuel for those narratives. On stage, the performance leaned into dark, occult imagery. Perry appeared inside a crystal ball, rode a broom-like pole, and wore a crucifix while surrounded by flames and dancers in demonic garb. For many viewers, it looked less like pop spectacle and more like ritual theater, complete with satanic and occult symbols that conspiracy theorists say are deliberate. Perry herself warned fans to expect a spooky show. Skeptics say that's exactly what they got. From that vantage, some commentators argue that mainstream pop is conditioning audiences to accept occult aesthetics as trendy. Names like Kesha, Rihanna, Jay-Z, Kanye, Miley Cyrus, and others get dragged into the same conversation by those who see a pattern. Pop icons normalizing provocative, boundary-pushing imagery that some interpret as Luciferian. Even visual details fuel the speculation. The Dark Horse motif has been linked by some to apocalyptic imagery, the Horse of Revelation, and viewers pointed out eerie visual similarities between the performance's creature and the notorious horse statue outside Denver International Airport. Whether you see art, shock value, or something more sinister, that Grammy set left a lot of people asking the same question. Was this just a performance or something else entirely? And finally, at number 3, we have Beyoncé. She's often hailed as one of the most polished and professional performers of all time, but there have also been moments where her behavior has raised a few questions. Born and raised in Houston, Texas, in a Christian Methodist household. Started with Destiny's Child. A literal Beyoncé mass has been held in churches, such as in San Francisco, where fans sing her praises as if she were divine. Some even claim Beyoncé is my religion. This worship-like devotion is unsettling. What began as idolization has grown into an actual cult-like following. Sasha Fierce, alter ego, or possession. In 2008, Beyoncé revealed her stage persona, Sasha Fierce. She describes Sasha as a fearless, sexy, aggressive, provocative spirit that takes over when she performs. Right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and for the first time, I felt something else come into me. She openly admits she can do things on stage as Sasha that she cannot do in rehearsal or in real life. This has led many to wonder, is Sasha Fierce a dissociative alter ego or a demonic entity? Disturbing performances and symbolism. 2013 Super Bowl, Beyoncé appeared in dark, fiery, occult-inspired imagery with possessed facial expressions that went viral. Multiple performances included pentagram shapes, horned headpieces, and Baphomet-like jewelry. At times, even mainstream outlets joked she looked possessed on stage. Her halftime show in particular was called Fierce and Clearly Possessed by Billboard. Beyoncé may see Sasha Fierce as just an artistic tool, but her own words, "Something enters me," raises serious concerns. Fans idolize her to the point of worship, and her stage imagery blurs the line between faith and occult ritual. Whether or not Sasha Fierce is an entity, the effect is clear. Millions are influenced. While many speculations continue to circulate, one thing remains static: the artist's own confessions, admissions that hint they aren't just traditional pop stars. Take Katy Perry's Dark Horse performance at the 2014 Grammys. The set featured blazing fire, demonic imagery, and witch-like attire that perfectly matched the song's dark undertones. Taylor Swift is no longer just a pop star. She has become a cultural high priestess of sorts, using her platform to blur the lines between performance and ritual. And that is exactly why so many call her actions demonic. Beyoncé has openly admitted that in her personal life, she is shy, soft-spoken, and often reserved. But when she steps on stage, she transforms into Sasha Fierce, the very kind of split identity and altered behavior associated with demonic influence. So what do you think? Are these concerts simply bold artistic expressions, or are we watching carefully disguised rituals performed in front of millions? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to tell us what topic you'd like us to cover next.